Hi, welcome back to Box Delights. Today we're playing Street Masters. This is a fully cooperative for 1 to 4, published by Blacklist Games by Adam and Brady Sadler. I'm going to be playing this solo for you, so this is going to be a proper playthrough demonstration. This is a full-on miniatures game. We've got minis and cards, and it's all about, the title says it already. We're going to be playing. Let's have a look inside this box. We're going to be playing as fighters. We're going to be using cards. We've got a deck of cards that we use to take actions for this little skirmish. And this is really cool because it's like a minis game, but it's a board game with all the refined, restricted, streamlined rules you'll expect from a board game. I have one issue, and that's with the insert. So if you've got any ideas to help me out, I've got all my stuff. It's my own fault. I've put it all in a craft box like this. I guess otherwise everything's kind of fitting a little bit loosely down here, because what they have done, there's a ton of miniatures. There's a spot here for some cards. There's a ton of miniatures. Oops, except mine have all managed to fall out. I've got some miniatures here. These are the ones I'm going to be using, so I've kind of prepared for this scenario already. There's trays of miniatures in this game. Sweet, huh? And maybe that's the key, I don't know. But you're going to have a team of fighters, each bringing its own deck, taking on like a boss and his minions, or her minions, and they've got these little. I really like these little slip-on discs that sit on miniatures to say which team they belong to. I think that's really cool. Love this idea. Lots of tokens. These are like little power-ups that you gain through the game, and then we've got some custom dice as well. All right. So let's dive straight into this game and see how it plays. As I say, this is scenario based, and there's different boards for each scenario, so there's lots of different arenas where you're going to be playing out your skirmishes. Pretty neat, huh? Look at this thing. Lots of variability and replayability. So we're going to be playing Gone Ballistic. I think this is a good starting scenario. You pick a fighter. I'm going to go with this guy. He's called... Do you know what? I don't know how to pronounce this. I do apologise. I'm going to just call him Q. Right, so I could just call him K, right? I'm going to call him K. That's so bad. Dimitri, I can pronounce that. So he's the boss that we're taking on. There's lots of different fighters you can play in this game, and each one brings its own deck. We've got a player aid thrown in as well. And then here's our Gone Ballistic scenario deck. Alright, so a deck for your fighter, a deck for your boss, and a deck for your scenario. We'll set up our character first. So here's K, Kyoryu, and this is his character card, this is his deck. There's two sides, it's a double-sided. As in the best of these martial arts types games, you're probably familiar with the video game type genre. We have one side here, and then your character has a special signature action, something that only they can do, and you've got to charge that. Okay, unleash the storm, it says. So this is the charged side, this is the uncharged side. So we're going to start here. This thing's going to get charged up. Every time we block damage, we gain these power tokens, and this is what charges up our character to this value. Right? Flip it over, and then we get these specials. Yeah, cool. This is our fighter deck. These are all our moves. Okay, you're going to become familiar with these icons. We've got kicks, we've got grapples, we've got punches. Alright, so we've got attack cards in here, we've got some tactic cards in here as well. We're going to give this a shuffle, and then we're going to draw 4 cards as our starting hand. Okay. If you don't like any cards, you can discard and redraw. So I've got an ability, I've got an attack, and I've got 2 tactics. Let's try and get another attack card. Let's just shuffle that one in and draw another. Okay, so we've got an attack. Just learning, so I'm not sure what's good and what's bad just yet. Alright. got a couple of attack cards. Okay, cool. So that's our starting hand. We should also grab our figure. Here he is. Now the miniatures are pretty good, I think. And the only thing is, it's one of those things, there's no label on here, so you've got to kind of match the figure to his card. Alright. I've also said we've got to choose an enemy, so we're going to go up against Dimitri. Here's his enemy card. It's the Brotherhood. Here's his clan, if you like. Right. Place him face up. Take his enemy deck. These are all the cards with the same affiliation, so Brotherhood. Alright, and there's lots of different minions in here. Right. And this is going to be driving his actions. Give that a shuffle. A little tip, before you shuffle this up, take a look at the deck and identify the different types of minions, because it would have been kind of cool, I think, if Dimitri had a reference sheet that told you. But if you've shuffled the deck, basically you've got to grab one of each type of the minions that he's facing, and also the coloured bases that match. All right, so here's like Drago Green. Okay, it's this guy. To give him a base that matches. The bases are all the same, it's a fixed set, but then only two are the yellow. Okay, so we've got Anastasia and Boris. Okay, Anastasia and Boris. So these are the minions we're facing. Match them to their artwork. Pretty cool. Alright, so you can see there's one of each colour. From this extra guy. Alright, okay. And then you've got a mini for the boss as well. So here's Dimitri. Alright, this big gun on his back. Now, there's only one boss, so there's only one figure. Okay, then we go to the scenario gone ballistic. Now this is called a stage deck. Each one of these is not called a scenario, it's called a stage. Okay, each one of these is a stage. The stage on which we perform our game. Alright, so here's the Gone Ballistic deck. Lots of supplies and weapon caches and so on. Alright, and then we've got the stage setup card. So we give this deck a shuffle, just like the boss deck. Face down. And then we start with the stage setup. You'll notice that the stage we're fighting on, stage Gone Ballistic, matches the card. Right, so we know we've got the right tile, the right deck. And it says stage setup. Reveal cards from the stage deck until 1p objective cards are revealed. Okay, one per player, that means. Okay, so let's draw until we reveal an objective card. So that's gear. Objective item, okay, weapons cache. It says put the revealed objective cards into play, so I'm going to put this into play and then shuffle these back into the scenario deck. Alright, or the stage deck. Okay, so we've got a weapons cache, that's our objective. Significant, we look at this colour, this blue cog if you like, and we're just going to go and grab the token for that. We've got a set of these for the different objectives. Alright, so it's this one, the one with the star in the middle. And there's two sides to this token. And when it comes into play, this is the active side, it starts inactive. Okay, and these are different icons on the stage, on the tile here, to say which objective starts where. Find the matching one, here's ours. It's inactive, and it's starting hex here. Okay, we've completed the setup. That's all we needed. So now we just flip it over to the stage rules. It says each time a figure carrying an objective token suffers an amount of damage, that figure must discard one defense token. So basically, while you're carrying this, your hands are tied up a little bit. Perhaps you're not able to defend yourself so well. It says a figure deals +1 damage during each attack for each objective it carries. Okay, if the boss ever carries 3 objectives, the fighters lose. Alright, so that's an additional way of losing the game. The other way to lose the game is a fighter dies. So whether you're playing 1 or 4 players, a fighter dies, you lose. You win the game by defeating the boss. Okay, so there's kind of 2 lose conditions: fighter dies or whatever is given by an objective. Defeat the boss and we win. There is another way to play, I should mention this, and that's story mode. Okay, in a story mode, it says a story, Street Masters Rise of the Kingdom, a series of several narratively linked stages that a fixed group of fighters play through. Okay, each story is guided by a story deck which contains story stage cards, perk penalty cards, and other cards that come into play during the story. Right, so it's kind of like a little campaign way of playing. Pretty neat, huh? Right, so that's a new way to play. We're not quite finished yet. We're nearly there with the stage setup. As well as the objective, there's also crates on the stage, things that you can go and interact with. So again, we're going to grab the crate tokens. These don't have any particular size, they're just crates. And then on the map, there's these crate icons here to say which hexes you place the crates in. Cool. There's also a start space for the boss. He's coming over here. And then down here, there's, for 1 to 4 players, there's start spots for each of the fighters. So you can place your fighter on one of these spots. These crates, incidentally, are populated via these loot cards, so we'll just give those a shuffle. Alright, and then we're ready to go. So join me at the table then as we play Street Masters Rise of the Kingdom.